2023. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by, was that Pettigo? Okay. Mr. Pettigo, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the minutes from the May 10th meeting. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by, was that Durham? Second by Durham. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. These microphones are out of hand today. Is it yours?
Get your radio set aside of this problem.
It could be mine, because actually I just realized I've not had mine on, and I just talked that loud that it doesn't matter if mine's on or not, you know?
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Everybody turn their mics on.
Okay, turn them on. I think so. You said turn them on? Okay, they're on.
Is yours off?
Yes.
I can do it now.
Hello?
It's hotter than a firecracker.
Sing a tune for us, Tim.
Yes. I didn't bring my guitar. Hello? Better. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, announcements today. We have a lot of announcements today. Today we have, to remind everybody, we have the auction, the surplus auction that ends May 25th at 5:30 p.m. You can still purchase, you can put bids in online, and then I think in person on Thursday. Is that correct? Is it in person or is everything online? Everything is online. The bidding ends at 5:30 p.m. May 25th. So make sure and get your bids in. The other thing is we have Governor Beshear coming to Glasgow on Thursday, May the 25th at 4:15 p.m. at the YMCA. He's doing some check presentations. One of those includes the Ritter's Mill project that they approved, and then some other donations he's giving to some other nonprofits and other entities here in Barren County. So everyone's invited to the YMCA at 4:15. Governor Beshear will be there. The other things we have, the PDB board meeting May 31st is an open meeting at 4:30 p.m. in Judge Alexander's courtroom, and it is open to the public to display the new design of the new courthouse. So if you'd like to come to that meeting, it's an open meeting to discuss any of your opinions for it, against it, and but the new design is ready. The design is pretty much ready to be shared, and it looks really good. So the other announcement would be we have some other events coming up. Entertain Glasgow has concerts this Friday here in Glasgow, Kentucky at Beaver Trail Park. And Friends of Barren River Lake has Beach Fest June the 3rd at the Barren River Lake Beach. In addition to our announcements, we would also like to announce this month is Beef Month. As an agriculture community, we want to support our agriculture investors in our community. The proclamation today is, whereas May has been designated as National Beef Month and is a time to show appreciation for the cattle farmers who rise before the sun each day to provide food for the world, and whereas beef is the largest agriculture industry in the U.S. with the highest cash receipts. In 2022, Kentucky produced approximately 727 million pounds of beef, valued at $1.01 billion. And whereas Barren County ranks #1 in beef production in Kentucky and east of the Mississippi River. That's very impressive. Whereas Barren County has over 34,000 head of cattle. And whereas now more than ever, it is important to shop locally so we can continue to support local farmers and families to keep Barren County's economy thriving. And now, therefore, I, Jamie Bewley-Byrd, County Judge Executive of Barren County, Kentucky, do hereby proclaim May as Beef Month in Barren County, Kentucky. And, you know, as what they said in the proclamation also, you know, it is very important that we do support our local farmers and make sure to buy local and support everybody that we have doing this as well. So if you don't care, we'd like to get a picture and with the groups that are here. Would anyone like to say anything? Mr. Rowland, Mr. Byrd, anybody that's in the... Mr. Rowland, looks like he's ready to talk. No? Now good? You just here for the picture? Then you get to the hay?
No.
Yes, that's okay. We get it. Farming, busy month. Okay, here we go. Let's get a picture if you don't care. Fiscal court. We'll go down here. Yeah. back there, if y'all know, just come up here, we'll kind of spread apart here. Hey, or what do you think, right here? Sort of. That, yeah, do it. Where you are, here, give me a chance.
Good idea, Brad.
Where she is, over that way.
I need to stand up on the counter and be above everybody.
Here, one of y'all sign packages. Here. Just hold it.
Everybody needs to be on the ground.
Yes.
In the back.
In the back.
You're tall, you can be right there and get you anyone.
Unless you're really short like me, like Brad.
Yeah, I need that.
You have to stand in the chair.
I've been short all my life, Linda.
I wouldn't take it, Brad.
That's all right.
Okay, can everybody be sing? We good?
Say Melinda on third.
All right, yeah, ribeye. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Ribeye.
I ain't gonna say picture, Mr. Bailey will say picture.
Again.
One and all.
Oh, again?
One more. Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what I do. I don't know.
Keith Weaver.
Ready, everybody?
Look like flag.
Looks like Bill Osby.
See it?
He stole that from FFA in 1960.
All right.
Yeah, I had Mr. Rhodes.
And Mr. Collins, right, old Collins.
I think I hit them all one time or another.
Thank you. Now, if you want, you yes, yes. See y'all. She just wanted to hear me talk. If you want one. Take a picture of him, my father-in-law, real quick for you. He's gotta go to the meeting. Hey, it's okay, it's okay.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
Good.
That's really close.
Number 1, then me.
You done a fine job. You just brought the group.
Frankie, get your tail.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
Maybe at fault.
That's a really close up picture. Thank you. My favorite class.
Thank you.
Thank you all for giving us the time to give dedication to our beef farmers. You know, the Cattlemen's Association, they meet, how often do the Cattlemen's Association?
We meet every month except June and July. We're all in the hay, June and July. We start back in August. Probably about the second Thursday night in August.
It's the second Thursday night of the month.
After each, you're welcome to join.
Tim Coomer.
It only costs $30 for a single, and it's a good way to take your wife out. It's $45 for a couple, so it's a good way to take your wife out to eat once a month.
It is, it's great food and great company, yes. Yes. So I encourage anyone and everybody to join the Cattlemen's Association, great organization. All right, now to the real stuff. Okay, Reports. Public official reports. County Judge Executive. Approve county monthly financial report for April 2023, subject to audit. I need a motion and a second to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Kinsey, second by, who was that, Botts?
Bots.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. County Attorney. Approve the County Attorney Monthly Settlement Report for April 2023. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. County Clerk. Approve the County Clerk April 2023 fee report, subject to audit. I need a motion and a second.
Motion?
Motion by Botts.
Second.
Second by, was that Pettigo?
Yes.
Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Sheriff's report. I need to approve the April 2023 fee report for the sheriff, subject to audit. Motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Durham,
Second.
second by Kinslow. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Department reports and committee reports. County Clerk. Yes, Ms. Helena.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. For the month of April, we turned over excess fees to the fiscal court of $132,440.70. We're still in line with our yearly fee budget, having attained 36% of our expected fees, and we're through 33% of the year. We executed 21 passport applications in the month of April, and that's our biggest month since we started. Well, I guess in 2019. So that's huge. And I encourage, if you know anyone that is going to be traveling outside of the country, don't book your trip without your passport, because they are extremely behind. Even if expedite is going to probably take 8 weeks unless we can somehow have a magic wand that we can wave. And even with congressional assistance, it's still taken probably a couple of weeks. And what used to take us about 3 days. So if you're going to travel, or if you know someone that's traveling, encourage them to come see us immediately and get their passports before they book their trip. That's been a major crisis for folks. And we don't just take care of people from Barren County. We service passports. People come here to get their passports executed all around the region. So we have Warren County, Edmonson County, Monroe, Hart, Metcalfe. So we can take care of anybody. They don't have to just live here in Barren County. So let's talk about elections. I know it's not from the month of April, but I thought I'd just throw some stuff out there for you since we just had the primary election a week ago. We had a 15% voter turnout. That was a little low, obviously, but this election cycle is traditionally low for us across the state, not just here in Barren County. For number-wise, we had 5,034 voters turn out total in Barren County. During the excused early voting, which was here at the clerk's office, that was really restricted. We only had 31 voters. That's a very limited accessibility for people. You have to meet one of the criteria to be eligible to vote that way. During mail-in absentees, we had 129 absentee ballots. And during the no excuse 3-day early voting out at the UK Extension Office, we had 1,226 voters. That last fall, we probably had over 3,000. We did 1,200 a day during that. So this cycle is just a much smaller cycle, but it's helping our workers because we had to get used to the new e-poll books. I really wish we had our new Verity print system already in place, because that would be great to get used to that before the presidential, which is next year, and it's the biggest election cycle that we'll see throughout the whole process. So we are excited for that. The only issues that I ran into is still just that human error factor that we have. Even though we only had a Republican and Democrat ballot, we still had election workers that would accidentally give a voter the wrong ballot. But thankfully, the voter recognized if they were a Democrat or Republican and brought it back, so we went through the process to spoil that. But that continues to be an issue, but as soon as we get the new system in place, we scan their receipts that each of you were given when we checked you in, and that will immediately print within 3 to 4 seconds your ballot. So we shouldn't have any more issues of anyone being given the wrong ballot. We did make a few changes to the voting locations, and I don't know if you all heard great things, but I heard great things. People really liked being at the schools instead of at the other locations that they were at previously. We had better accessibility for parking and for just people getting in and out. That's a big deal at some of those smaller locations. So do y'all have any questions for me about elections or the office, anything? Nope. Come see us. Yeah.
And we'll do everything we can to, anything you need us to do to help get the vote out for, because we want as many people to vote as possible. So
Right.
just let us know.
I don't think there's, and obviously, November 7th will be coming. That's, that'll bring more people out. We still have people that want to vote, but maybe they didn't get their party changed in time and they weren't going to vote the ballot the way they were registered. So we had some of that happen. People continue changing parties across the county, and that's fine with me. It's restricted. If you want to change your party, you can't do it after December 31st and vote in the primary. Now, people can go ahead and change their party now and still be eligible to vote in November, but again, that'll close soon though, so people need to get on it if they want to do that. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, next up for the reports would be the road department.
Good morning, Court. Good morning. The past month, we've been still right-of-way mowing, which we're probably about 3/4 away around the first cycle now, getting close. Still spraying guardrails. We've about got all them knocked out now. Replacing signs, pothole patching, ditch work. We've had a couple cross tile replacements. And we're happy to report, as of May 17th, at the end of the day, we were finally finished with the cleanup from the March 3rd storm. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Great job.
out of 53 business days, 44 of those days were spent cleaning trees up. That's about all we did. And we had multiple trees fall down after that storm that kind of pulled us that we had to clean up too. And we had a total of 489 loads that we cleaned off the right-of-ways from that storm. So, and Miss Susan's got piles of papers over there from all the data that she hasn't compiled for this thing. So yeah, we're finally done with that. So, any questions?
Good job.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, next up, Parks and Rec.
Good morning, everyone. Well, Mother Nature hasn't been too kind to us this month, so that's kind of been a bummer for us. We've probably missed close to 100 games now. But the games that we have been able to play, they have been a success. Our vendor event got canceled back from May 13th. We've rescheduled it now until June the 17th, still there at Jackie Browning Park. So the reports I do have from you is from May, from the 2nd to last night, the 22nd. Beaver Creek Park, which Miss Melinda overstreeting for me, that's the correct naming. I always refer to it as Beaver Trail, but it's actually Beaver Creek Park. So at Beaver Creek Park, gate-wise, we brought in $3,740. The gate at Jackie Browning brought in $3,909. Concessions at Jackie Browning brought in $14,309. And the percentage that we get off the shaved ice there at Jackie Browning Park brought in $536. That's a grand total of $22,494 in the last few days. We're looking to extend our regular season, which was regularly supposed to end June the 3rd. We're going to extend that an additional week. We're looking at playing 3 games a night with a drop-dead time period, and even possibly moving some games into Sunday afternoon at Jackie Browning. Then we'll end our regular season with our regular season tournament, and then we'll get into our All-Stars. So that's all I have to report, what little we got to do this month.
Well, I've seen great reviews in regards to you all kind of doing everything you can possible to try to get things going. And like you said, Mother Nature, we can't control, but we're going to do our due diligence to make sure that those games are made up.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
We were able to get in the Jamboree tournament. We was able to
Yeah, I
finish it
saw
up this
that.
past
Yeah,
Sunday,
that's
so
great.
a lot of people were tickled about that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, though, for your
Thank you
work.
all. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, next up, Jill. Mr. Shirley.
Morning, Court.
Morning.
Morning.
Last month, we took in $13,090.58 in fees, which is our check writing fees, housing fees, jail bond fees, medical. We booked in 247 people. We released 272. For the month of April, of course, this is always a month behind because they don't do the data until at the end of the month. But for the month of April, they picked up 220.4 miles of roadways, 1,215 bags of trash, 25 tires, 25 wildlife carcasses. We had 6,432 inmate hours. So just for the month of April, at $15 an hour, they saved the county $96,480. So for the year, they've already done 755 miles of roadway. They picked up 5,750 bags of trash, 222 tires, 37 animal carcasses, and they've put in 25,816 hours of labor so far. At $15 an hour, that's $387,240 that's been saved so far. We're also pleased to announce that Smart Communications, our new communication system, they are there actually as we speak installing it. So hopefully within the next 30 days, we'll be a paperless facility as far as for our inmates. So, anything else for me? Thank y'all.
you, though. The sheriff's office today will not be giving a report. Mr. Kent King is out of town. Mr. Duff's here on his behalf if we have any questions or anything like that. So, okay. Thank you all. Next up, Transportation Committee report.
Transportation Committee, is it?
Yeah.
Transportation Committee met yesterday. First thing we did is approve the change of the regular scheduled meeting to the third Monday of each month at 7:30 a.m. Because I think
It's done.
we're changing the meeting times. Next item was we opened material supply bids. Of course, on asphalt, Scotty's is the only bid we've received. It's the only people that we have in this area that installs blacktop. Like everything else, everything went up a little on blacktop, except the installation, which went down by about $4. So that's good. Last year the base was $76.21. This year it's $87.21, and the surface was $80.48, and this year it's $90.21. But the installation went from $14.04 to $10.49. So that helped. On the crushed stone, we got a couple estimates, and what we've decided to do is just accept all bids. That way, sometimes we have run into the problem of one quarry not having the rock we need, so we may have to go to the other quarry to pick that up. So we accepted all bids on the crushed stone. Also on our pipe, actually pipe went down a little bit from last year. Hopefully on the galvanized, yes. But anyway, we approved all bids on that also, just so in case one place doesn't have it, we can get it at another. The other thing we discussed was something I've always pushed for. Right now, the road department has to travel to Industrial Drive to get fuel for their dump trucks, and I'd like to see us have our own fuel tank at the road department, buy our fuel wherever we can get the best deal, not have to travel across town to get fuel. And So I've been looking into, and Susan, Jamie, we've been discussing buying our own fuel tank, placing it there, and every morning the trucks can fill up before they leave. Still be able to purchase fuel at where we do now with a card if we're in that area, but it's just going to save. It takes probably time you figure traffic and time, and an employee approximately at least 45 minutes to an hour to go across town and get the fuel and get back to the county barn if we're going out in that direction. So I think in the long run, it's going to save the county money. The tank's going to be, like I said, we're not making a motion to buy anything yet. We're still looking into it. To get an EPA approved tank is going to be somewhere between $9,000 and $10,000. But I think we can recoup that in a matter of just a few years, and the convenience and that time spent traveling across town can be time spent on the roads. So we discussed that. The other thing, Joe Plunk from Kentucky Transportation Cabinet came out, and we discussed a road possibly taken back into the county road system on Highway 90 where they're doing the new construction, and there's going to be, I think it's like 0.77 miles of the state road they're asking us to take back into the county road system. We don't have to, it's our choice. There's some advantages and disadvantages. There is a bridge on that road that we had them to inspect, and it scored like a 87 out of 100. And we were told, of course you never know, we could have an earthquake and it'd fall tomorrow, but that bridge would be held, able to serve its purposes for many years to come. So that's something we didn't decide on, but we've got to decide on within the next couple months. And that's all I have. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. So next up would be the Building and Property Committee. Mr. Botts.
Yes, the Building and Property Committee met yesterday afternoon here at the Fiscal Court on the 3rd floor at 5 p.m. And we opened up, I'll go line item by line item on our agenda. We opened and discussed bid submittals for fencing project, and we only received one bid for the fencing project on the new property that we purchased on, what is that, Garland? What's that address again on that?
Fencing project's 511 East College Street.
511 College Street. And the proposal was for the chain link approved type fence, special type chain link fence, and that total was $13,600 from Kevin Bradshaw Fencing. And I'm going to make a motion that we accept that proposal for $13,600, Kevin Bradshaw Fencing, for the fencing at 511.
Okay, what was the total again?
$13,600 even.
Okay. I have a motion to approve fencing on the new building at Franklin Street at $13,600. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, third item was open and discuss bids on the roofing project at 308 South Franklin Street. That one says 308 South Franklin Street.
511 East College.
Okay.
East Coast, there's two different ones. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right, and that's, if you've seen the plot out of the drawing at Garland last month, it's section A is what our proposal was, and we had opened up the proposals for new and repair, and our committee spent lengthy time on discussing new versus the repair. Two companies gave proposals for the new and no warranty, 0 warranty on the new. So we, after much discussion and calling some references and debating. I'm going to make a motion that we go with Omega, and they are in our county, Cave City, 404 North 2nd Street, Cave City, commercial roofing, $27,000, $534.0. And I make that as a motion to hire Omega Commercial Roofing to coat the roof with a 20-year warranty versus 0 on new. So that's why we decided to go with the repair.
Okay, I have a motion by Botts for the roof repair, including a 20-year warranty with Omega at value, the cost is $27,534. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Kinslow. Any discussion? On these items, just giving you all a heads up also as well, we have $100,000 in the budget for renewals and repairs, and there's $90,000 left on that within this fiscal year, so we do have the money to cover this.
Okay, line item.
Hold on, and we need to vote on that.
Sorry.
Okay, roll call vote.
Jeff Lott,
Yes.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
whoops, sorry. Tim Coomer was first.
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Bonnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Go ahead, Mr. Botts.
Okay, at line item 5, was since this was a regular scheduled business meeting, we were able to talk about some any other projects that we wanted to discuss. And since we did get approval of the fence, we asked the road department and another guy to come in and look at some of the trees, debris, underbrush that has to be taken down to put the fence up. So we're not going to pull the road department off on pretty days, but if we can get a rainy day, we asked for them to help us try to get some of the trees down so we can be ready to put this fence up. So just giving you all board heads up, we do have, like the judge said, we got some money that we can spend to try to get that done. So I don't have any kind of budget numbers on that. We're just going to try to keep it under what the judge can approve to get this done in a timely manner. So that's all I have, Judge.
Okay, that's it. And we need to go back to, what's wrong? We're going to go back to the Transportation Committee report. We need to make a motion to accept all bids.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I make the motion that we accept all bids on, that's my fault, on the Transportation Committee report for all supplies.
Okay, so Mr. Coomer's making a motion that we accept the... Okay, second by Mr. Stinson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
There's nothing on the committee report for emergency management or solid waste. Only thing I'd like to ask the managers to be sure to look at your solid waste monthly activity report in your packet.
Okay. Okay, so they didn't put that on there. Okay. If you want to come up during closing remarks, we can do that too. You know what I'm saying? I can add that in for closing remarks. That's what we'll do. Okay. Got it. I think it was where the committee had canceled the meeting. I think that she took it off because of that. So, okay. Okay, let's go into, there's no old business. We need to go now into new business. We need to approve the payment of claims as presented. I need a motion and a second.
Make that motion, Judge.
Motion by Durham.
Second.
Second by Botts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We need to approve the transfer of funds. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Stinson.
Second.
Second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Acknowledgement and receipt of proof of personnel actions. I need a motion and a second before we can discuss. Motion was at Stinson. Is that what you, this is right? Second? Do I have a second?
Second.
Who was that, Patty go? Okay, so maybe a second. Okay, discussion. There is a position on there for for a marketing position. That position's also going to be reimbursed from Barren Inc. and the Chamber of Commerce as well as the cities to compensate on the salary. So the county will be looking at about $25,000 coming out just for that position. That's about it. So anyway, any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next thing, we need to approve an appointment to the Ambulance Service Taxing District Board to replace Jason Chenoweth. Need a motion and a second before we can discuss. I'm going to go ahead and put his name in the motion. The person we actually will be approving is Brian Brown, to approve for his tax to be appointed to the Ambulance Service Taxing District Board. I'm going to go ahead and put his name in the motion because I do know that that's who's being nominated. So I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Kinslow.
Second.
Second by Coomer. Discussion, Brian Brown, he works for TJ Sampson Hospital. I've already confirmed with Mr. Thornberry and everyone. They're all in support of this, and he approved taking on this opportunity, and him taking on that role, he'll actually be the treasurer of that position, and so it'll be great for that role. So any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Congrats, Mr. Brown. Okay, next one, approve the appointment for the fiscal court representative to the Property Valuation Administration Appeals Board. There's not a nominee yet on this one. This is an appointment by the fiscal court. Need a motion and a second before we can discuss. Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by, who was that? Durham. Okay, discussion. Basically, at this point, the fiscal court needs to make a nominee to the Property Value Administrator Appeals Board.
Judge,
Yes.
I'd like to nominate Dwayne Pierce.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Gross for Dwayne Pierce. Any more discussion? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote.
Derek Pettigrew,
No.
Jim Durham,
No.
Jim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Ray Gross,
Yes.
Jeff Lott,
Yes.
Motion carries. Dwayne Pierce will be the fiscal court representative for the Property Valuation Administrator Appeals Board. It's a 3-year term. So, yes. Okay, next, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Rural and Secondary Program. Mr. Blake Williams is here today with us.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Blake, kind of to explain your role, like so that, I mean, I know your role, but some of the new managers might not know your actual
I am
role.
the engineering supervisor for the Glasgow section, maintenance activities, various things, mostly maintenance, no construction. Anything and everything, really.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Basically, when you hear the word state road or state issue, this is who I call in Barren County, basically.
Lots of things. Yeah.
Yes.
Barren, Edmonton, Metcalf is
Yes.
what I cover. Well, pursuant to KRS 177.330, we're here to present the Barren County fiscal year 2023-24 rural secondary program. Sorry, I've laid out a handout for y'all if you don't see it. But, the projected allotment for this year is $1,731,619. The fiscal year 22-23 carryover is a negative $152,642. That is due to increased bid prices. I know you mentioned that earlier. Everybody's dealing with it. So that leaves us with total funds of $1,578,977. Item 1 is routine maintenance and traffic on 145.491 miles of rural and secondary roads at $4,523 per mile. This is 38% of the initial distribution, $658,000. Item 2 is one of our projects. It's resurfacing on 5.5 miles of Kentucky 3179 Oil Road, beginning at the intersection with Kentucky 87, mile point 0, extending north to the intersection with Kentucky 1318, mile point 5.5. That project cost is $574,653. Item 3 is the flex funds, which is given to the county for their resurfacing needs. This is 20% of the initial distribution, $346,324. Leaves us with a balance of 0. Yes, you make a vote, acknowledge we were here and presented. Please record us in the minutes and get a copy of that later on after next meeting.
So do we need to make a motion in a second to approve this?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. And so just explaining to, the court too, so, me and Joe were talking about it, we have 5 brand new magistrates, just explaining how, we get the rural and secondary fund, we get our county road aid monies. This is in addition to what we get, in addition to that, from part of the co-op.
This is just a rural and municipal aid. Right.
Yeah, that you all are more a part of in regards to where it goes and how it's spent.
Correct. Which you have the opportunity to give that back to us for, RS roads that we have. So if you choose.
Okay.
Most don't.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll need a motion then. So thank you though for coming today.
Any questions for any of that?
Okay, we need a motion and a second then to approve the rural and secondary program for Barren County 2023-2024 fiscal year.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Pettigo. Second by Mr. Coomer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming. Next up, need to approve the donation to the Barren River Area Child Advocacy Center. Need a motion and a second. Thank you.
I'll make that motion.
There's that Coomer. Motion by Coomer, second by, was that Stinson? Second by Stinson. I'll give you my background on this. I actually went and toured this facility in Bowling Green, Kentucky. They're actually looking to open additional office here in Barren County because they service so many children here in Barren County and surrounding counties. It was an eye-opener, and I think what this like very small monetary donation is very needed on our behalf. So that's just my opinion. So $3,000. And that they had done it in years past. This is already in the budget from the last year. You see what I'm saying? So we're just basically finishing out the budget from this year. So, okay. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next up, approve the donation to Cave City, $15,000 for the construction of a pickleball court, public-private partnership. I need a motion and a second before we can discuss.
Motion.
Motion by Stinson.
Second.
Second by Gross. Mr. Ballou, did I say that correctly? Sherman is heading this project over there in Cave City. It's a partnership between Cave City, the City of Cave City government. It's also in the chamber, and it's the tourism, as well as they've reached out to us to ask if there would be any kind of contribution that we could make. The project costs $125,000 for 2 pickleball courts that will be lighted. It would be a nice addition to Cave City and be a good faith effort upon our parts to support Cave City. Any more discussion?
We're paying that out of ARPA money, correct?
We are paying that out of ARPA funds, correct?
I would like to add that,
Okay.
The more foot traffic and the more we can help Park City, Cave City get established better, is the more traffic we're going to get into our county whole. These people have paid property taxes for the county for years, and we get services, but people in Park City, Cave City really don't get to see a lot of the county government helps them. So I think this is a good way to start where they can see that the county government knows it.
Park City High School, like Ronnie here. I couldn't be in more agreement with that. And also, I operated 2 different businesses in Cave City for many years, and I feel exactly the same way about that as Ronnie just spoke.
Okay, any more discussion? We'll do a roll call vote.
Kim Durrell,
Yes.
Kim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Brooks,
Yes.
Jeff Bott,
Yes.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. I know they'll be very appreciative of that. Next up, for the donation to Park City, $7,500 for cleanup of an amphitheater they're building there. So I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Stinson,
Second.
second by Kinslow. Any discussion? I will say this is, they purchased land basically for the building of an amphitheater. They're in the early phases of it. They have requested some funds to help with the cleanup of that land. Basically, the amount was kind of justified by what we were given to Cave City as $15,000, and we felt that $7,500 was appropriate for that amount. Okay. Roll call vote.
Kim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Brooks,
Yes.
Jeff Bott,
Yes.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
Kim Durrell.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. We need to approve the first reading of the Administrative Code of Ordinance number 680 and accept the amendments. Complete copy of a document available in my office it was in there for review before the meeting. So to see the entire ordinance. I need a motion and a second.
I make that motion.
Motion by Stinson,
Second.
second by Botts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the moving the regular scheduled fiscal court meeting to the 3rd Tuesday of each month. Need a motion and a second. Motion by Durham.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. Any discussion?
Why are we moving?
The reason why is that we feel like, okay, so when we first came in, we were asked to move it to the last of the month. I do feel like when we did that, we did it in good faith effort. I do feel like, though, it's put the bill pay in a predicament at times because, they're pushed to the limit at the end of the month. I feel like moving it to the 3rd week will give them more time to get that done. Like I said, we did it in the beginning as a good faith effort because we were asked to do it by the former treasurer. And but we've tried it now for it's our 5th month, and we think in the best interest of the county that we need to move it to the 3rd week of the month. It's just more just trying to get the bills paid in time. So any other discussion?
It'll be a lot more efficient off the 3rd month.
3rd month, yeah. And basically, everyone in your committee meetings, you'll need to have your regular committee meeting, and have that meeting to say if you want to move it to the 3rd week also. You see what I'm saying? You'll still have to have that regular scheduled meeting the 4th week that you have it scheduled, and just make the motion to move it to the 3rd. Sure did it right. Yes. You can do it at the special called meeting? Okay, so basically what you can do, you can do the special called meeting the 3rd Tuesday or the 3rd Monday or Tuesday in June. And at that special called meeting, you can put that on the agenda to change your regularly scheduled meeting, you see what I'm saying, to the 3rd week. Because you'll want to do it the day before the meeting, pretty much, okay? I think two of the committees have already changed their meetings, so the others that didn't have their meeting this month will need to do that as well. Okay? What'd you say? Okay. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. The regularly scheduled meetings now will be the 3rd Tuesday of each month. Approve the fiscal year 2024 House Bill 1 Jail Video Arraignment Equipment Grant Application, $57,255.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Approved to fill the vacancy of the District 4 constable. Okay, we do not have to vote on this. I did find this out yesterday because I do have the authority to do this. I just wanted to run it through the fiscal court to make sure you knew what we were doing. But so we do not have to vote on this today. But the new District 4 constable will be John London. We'll swear him in at the end of this meeting. And congratulations, Mr. London. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Next up. Approve the reimbursement of the litter abatement grant unspent monies. I'll explain this, but I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Kinslow.
That was Hens.
Oh, sorry. Motion by Stinson, sorry. And
Henslow was second.
Kinslow was second. Okay, gotcha. Okay, discussion on this. Basically, every year we have a certain amount of money that we can spend on litter abatement, and the money that we were granted last year, we did not spend the amount of money that was given to us. So we now have to reimburse the government the amount of money that we did not spend. And the total amount is $3,324.44 that we will now have to pay back to the government because we did not spend that money. Going forward, we do not plan to have this issue. Thank you. We never want to send money back, okay? Thank you all. So we got the motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Closing remarks. Solid Waste, did you want to do your, just a quick thing in the closing remarks?
Good morning. We had a pretty busy month, mostly with tires. We picked up 608 tires, and you probably saw the photos Mr. Thurman had posted on our website. Seem to have a problem with a lot of people dumping tires on the side of the road, which isn't good, but we're picking them up and doing our part. We had 11,440 pounds of waste, which was 5.72 tons, delivered to the landfill in the month, and a total of 30 response calls during the month. So
it is amazing that people just leave their stuff on the side of the road like that, and it's
just on the side of the road. And so, it's our job to pick it up and deliver it to the landfill.
Well, it's also our job too, as citizens, to not do those things either.
Absolutely.
So,
I don't believe it's the residents of Barren County doing that.
You think? Okay.
I think it's businesses or somebody outside the county.
Sure. And we've got on our Facebook website, if
anyone knows of anything,
yes,
they need to report it.
Report that because that's criminal littering, and
yes,
we need to know that.
Thank you all for taking care of that, though. Okay. Any closing more remarks? Just a reminder on all the announcements I said. Just make sure everybody knows, auction ends May 25th at 5:30 p.m. online. Governor will be here Thursday at 4:15 at the YMCA. Also, Spantech's big opening or showing off the new facility is actually that day also at 1 o'clock if any of the magistrates would like to come or anyone. The PDB board meeting May 31st, 4:30 p.m. open to the public. And like I said, anyone that wants to come, any of the magistrates, anything like that as well. And the other thing to note is now we need to change that at the bottom, but the next fiscal court meeting will be June the 20th, 2023. Does everyone understand that? Everybody got it? Okay. I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
Hey, Judge?
Yes.
One other thing on that line item. We did discuss our meeting. We were going to go with the third, since this got approved, the third Tuesday at 8 a.m. The property committee will be meeting before court at 8 a.m. is what we discussed. If we can add that on.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll do that. Need a motion? Go ahead.
Excuse me, while we're at it, I would like to go ahead and change the budget committee meeting to the Monday at 4. So it was third Monday at 4.
Okay. Just when you have that special called, it'll still have to be a special called meeting this next month.
All right.
And at that special called meeting on the agenda, you need to make sure that,
Okay.
Okay. All right. I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Durham.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Being adjourned. Look at that, 9:57 people. 1 hour.
See you.